Wow, I mean, I mean, why I feel this so similar? Purple War is an RTS game, which reminds me of a small, unknown game from a small, unknown developer. Okay, stop joking around, let's get serious. Purple War is heavily inspired by Warcraft. Is this the better Warcraft 3 Reforged? The setting is similar. There are 3 factions: the humans, orcs and elves. All 3 factions have similar units, but with different unit design and names, like Warcraft 2 did. That must not be a bad thing. It's easier for new players to play the game when every faction has similar units. But it will also get boring, and the question if 3 factions which are basically the same are really needed. The single player campaign needs it, or give us the feeling that the campaign needs it. Purple War takes place on the great land of Devious, which was a beautiful homeland for all living creatures, human, elf and orc. All through, they were not highly developed civilizations. They all lived peaceful lives where there was no hatred nor conflict between the races. One day, a terrible earthquake occurred and a steep mountain soared from a volcanic eruption, separating the land in 4 directions and blocking the paths between them. The plants and the animals of Devious all disappeared, and this once rich land became desolate, covered with fire and ash. The in-game UI is clear, and if you are familiar with Warcraft, then you will have no problems with it. Selecting units with the left mouse button, giving move or attack orders with the right mouse button. Standard and modern RTS binding, nothing special. There is also middle mouse scrolling, but on my PC that was really slow. I use the scrolling by moving the cursor to the edges. Using the arrow keys is also possible, but it is not worth to move your hand from the hotkey block from your keyboard. But what is the hotkey block, you asking? That's simple. Every unit has multiple commands, and when the unit is selected, the 9 boxes in the bottom left corner using the same hotkeys. That's pretty helpful when you order your workers to build a farm or another building, and your brain already knows which keys must be used. That is faster than moving the mouse from the battlefield. Every selected unit has a 3D animated portrait. It is not that fancy, but a nice detail. Every unit has a different voiceover too. The art style of the game is cartoonish, which is not a bad decision for an RTS game with a fantasy topic. The possible graphic settings are very basic. I don't know why, but the game looked a bit washed on my system, like there was an active filter or something like that. There are also some short in-game cutscenes, which are nice for the storytelling, but they're looking a bit cheap. Maybe they get some improvements with the next updates. Every faction also has hero units. These heroes are much higher than normal units, which looks a bit stupid for the human faction. But I understand the fact that the developers want to give the heroes an unmistakable look. The environment is simple, there are different teams available. The human campaign is starting in a green forest setting with water and grass, but there is also a lava environment in multiplayer maps available. The maps are very flat, the pathfinding of the unit is good. I don't saw any problems with it. Most of the available missions and the multiplayer games having the same gameplay. Use your workers to build up a base, collect a purple mineral called grapestone, and build mining camps to collect gold. Your population is limited by your farms or the similar building from the other faction. You can upgrade your weapons to the next tier by using your primary town hall to the next higher level. And very important, build up an army. There were swordsmen, longbowmen, knights, artillery, battering rams and also some air units, inclusive an air transport, which can be used for some surprising backdoor attack. That sounds a bit wrong. Hit the like button if you feel the same. Your workers can't build every building everywhere. All building, except the town hall, needs to be next to your other buildings. The town hall is needed for crawling and expanding your base to the next resources, because you need a lot of them in Purple War. My opinion on Purple War is, It is working very well, but it has the problem that it looks very similar to Warcraft. And Warcraft is still a very popular RTS game, except the reforged version of Warcraft 3. When the developers of Purple War are changing the game to Warcraft 2 Remastered, everyone would think it's an original Warcraft game. And that is the real problem. The game itself is very solid, the pathfinding is working well, and also the gameplay itself runs without any problems. I only dislike the look, but this could be a problem on my system, so I don't want to give that point too much attention. The next thing is the name. Why Purple War? The only purple thing in the game are the resources. But currently there is no connection between the name and the crystal named Gravestone. I don't know why the game is such a big copycat of Warcraft, and that's bad. The game itself is very fine, the controls are good, still the sound effects are fine. I hope the developers can cut off the big copycat problem and give the game a more unique look. But currently it will be only a Warcraft copy, which does not justice to the game purely technically. I hope the developers from Warlogic can give the game a more unique look and it can be more of less Warcrafty. Because why should I play a copycat when I still can play the original? Are you still playing Warcraft and will you give Purple War a chance? Write it down in the comments, I would like to read what you're thinking about. More information about the game is on the Steam page of Purple War, you can also find the trailer there. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching this video, my name is MarkJFox and Battlefield Control offline.